Welcome, welcome. My name is Melissa Burka. Today I'm going to be taking you through yoga for core strength. We're going to get started down on the mat on our backs. Let's just begin to warm up with the breath. Hug the knees in, press down into your low back. Maybe rock left to right, massaging up the low back. And then place the feet on the floor, knees bent. Arms out to the side, bending at the elbows. Taking your in-breath, we're going to reach the arms past your head. Keep the arms on the floor. When we inhale, we want to maintain rib cage slightly down. And when we exhale, the elbows slide back down. And we want to think about contracting the core here. So pelvic floor lifts, rib cage drops down, belly flattens. Okay, that's on the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, find length. Exhale and contract. Lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and contract. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor up. Rib cage settles down. Really squeeze into the abs. And relax. Let's bring the knees up. And arms up. We're going to move into a dead bug here. So what that looks like, opposite arm and leg reach and extend out. It's really important here that, again, we're thinking about that same idea of the rib cage settles down, the pelvic floor lifts up. We don't necessarily want to be slamming our low back into the floor, but just keep that slight engagement to protect your core. Inhale, reach opposite arm and leg out. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Good. If at any point this is too much, we can move to just one limb. So keeping the arms where they are and just working on the legs or vice versa. Keep pulling that navel towards your spine. You should be starting to shake now. A little bit of earthquake going on in the belly. Couple more. Last one. Good. Rest. Hug knees in. Press into the low back. So let's take the feet onto the floor. Knees stay bent. Shimmy those shoulders down your back. Open up the chest. Little pelvic tilt, tuck the tailbone under and lift up into our hip bridge. Finding that hip extension, pressing firmly and evenly throughout the feet. Squeeze into the glutes. Keep lifting, using the strength of the hamstrings as well as the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Bring your hands onto the backs of the legs and roll along your spine. Let's do that a few times. Rolling the whole length of the spine. And then let's come onto hands and knees into a tabletop here. So let's find our first plank. It wouldn't be yoga for strength if we didn't work into our planks. Come onto the toes, and of course, at any point you need to drop down to the knees, take that variation. Spread all 10 fingers wide. Press into the finger pads, the knuckles. Squeeze your glutes, your inner thighs, and press your heels back away from you. Breathe deep into the belly. Exhale. One more time. Full breath in. Exhale. Let's lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. And just pedaling it out because it feels so good. Alternating, dropping one heel as you bend the other knee. Good. Drop the knees down, moving through cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, press the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, arcing the spine, lifting the tailbone. Exhale, curl around the spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Find your flat back. Once again, lift the hips up. Create a little arc in that low back, lumbar spine. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're going to float through plank and downward dog, moving through some curvature in the spine here. Think about rounding the spine as you shift your weight forward, shoulders stacked over wrists, plank pose. And then curl your tailbone up towards the sky as you press back, downward facing dog. Round the spine, shift forward, plank. Pull the belly button in, arc the low back, downward facing dog. One more time, round the shoulders, come into plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Really good, really good. We're gonna walk the toes forward. Find your forward fold. Press down firmly through the heels and try to spread the mat apart. Pull yourself in, finding that forward flexion through the spine. And then once you no longer can go any further, I want you to really contract your abs, squeeze your abs and pull yourself in just a little bit more. Right? Contracting those abs allows this very safe opening through the spine, really beautiful flexion to happen. One more breath. Bring your hands to the front of the shins, halfway lift. I want you to bring your torso parallel to the floor. Contract your abdominals, pull your rib cage in, and then arms out to the side. Squeeze into your mid back. Engage all the muscles of the back here. Find a little bit more length. And then exhale it out. One more. And as you exhale, forward fold. Same idea. Find that flexion in the spine, curl yourself in, and when you no longer can go anymore, contract your abdominals, pull yourself in a little bit more. Inhale, find that flat back again. Parallel to the floor with your torso, and then bring your arms out to the side. Let's turn the palms so they face forward now, rotating through the shoulders. Think about those shoulders moving down your back and squeeze into your mid back. So it should feel like the lower trapezius muscles are firing up. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Let's step back into plank. And then turn all 10 toes to the left. Stabilizing on your right hand, moving into our side plank. Option, bottom knee comes down, knee support, or both feet on the floor. Shoulders down your back, broaden and open that chest. Lift and lengthen as we squeeze those bottom obliques. So you can lift just a little bit more. And then let's start to turn, come back onto your plank. Let's step the left foot forward and drop the right knee. Left hand on the inside of that left foot, finding lizard pose. Just taking a little bit of a break here. Option to come down onto your elbows or maybe a block if that feels good. Really sink into those hips, squeeze your glutes. Two more breaths. And press into your hands, step back into plank. Side plank on the other side. Let's turn all 10 toes to the right. Stabilize down onto that left hand, open up. Of course, take that knee down if you'd like to take that modified version of side plank. Wherever you're at, stack those shoulders, open up the chest, and lift your hips up. One more inhale. And as you exhale, turn yourself forward and step your right foot outside your right hand. Set up for lizard pose. Again, just settling wherever it feels best for you. Side to side might feel a little bit different, so just be kind to your body as you take your rest here. Inhale. Exhale, press into the hands, slowly come back up. Step your foot back into plank. And then come down onto your right elbow. Come down onto your left elbow. Forearm plank. I'd like to see your hands in line with your elbows. Elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. One straight line with your body. Whew. Of course, you can always take your knees down. That is a perfect option for you if you need it. So from here, we're going to walk the toes in, dolphin plank. Walk them in as far as you can, plugging in those lower abs, engaging your core as you continue to lift your hips up as high as you can. Press your elbows into the floor, shoulders away. And then walk your toes back out to a plank. Lower onto your belly. And just rest for a moment, cheek to the side. We're going to come back into our plank. And this time we're going to take headstand. So if headstand is not in your practice and you feel better working on your core strength, go back to dolphin plank, which we were just doing by lifting the hips up, or just holding your forearm plank. That's an option too. If you want to take headstand, we're interlacing the fingers, tuck the bottom pinky in, place it around the top of your head, elbows in. Elbows should be about shoulder distance apart here. Come on to the very top of your head. Lift your hips up. Walk your toes in. Maybe tuck one foot in, maybe the other. Right, if you're here, very slowly begin to lift your legs up. Take your time here as you move into this posture. Giving yourself some grace, some patience, some love. You're gonna bend the knees if you're in headstand. Slowly take your time as you come on out of the pose. Wherever you're at, bring the knees together. Let's take child's pose with the arms along your side. Gently pressing yourself up. We're gonna transition to quick Shavasana to reset. Come onto your back. Let your body settle and soften here. Taking this moment to observe the breath, the body, the mind. We're going to move into shoulder stand next. So again, if this is new to your practice, an inversion where your legs are up in the air like this could be enough for you. But if you've tried inversion before and you feel comfortable with it, let's take the legs up, hands on your hips. guide your hips up using your hands. So your legs are somewhat stacked over your shoulders. Really engaging those lower abdominals. Pulling belly button to spine. Then from here, we could move into plow pose. So taking the toes slowly back behind your head. You're ready to come out. You can either slowly roll your spine down towards the floor. For me, I like to bring myself back into shoulder stand. I'm going to bend my knees, separate them, and slowly tap my toes back down to the floor using my core strength. Lower the spine. Coming into fish pose, slide the forearms underneath your low back. Roll onto the top of the head. Extend the legs out. This might be enough for you, but if you'd like to take it further, start to engage through the legs and the core, lift the legs up. Pull the belly button in. Keep pressing your elbows into the floor as you open up the chest. So your legs are up, slowly release, and then gently lower your head down. Hug the knees into your belly. Give yourself a little squeeze. Press into your low back. Let's reset, rebalance the spine. We'll cross right ankle over knee. Hug it in just for a moment. And then we're going to let the legs fall over to the left. So still creating that figure four with the legs. Open the arms out to the side, shoulders relax down. Let your body unwind and let go of all the work you just did. Bring your head back through to center and then the legs. Let's move right to the other side, crossing ankle over knee. Hug it in just for a moment. Quick glute stretch. And then let your legs fall over to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Return your head back through to center and let the legs follow. Placing both feet flat on the floor. Reset the spine. Shoulders move down your back. Moving into Shavasana for just a moment here to fully restore the body. Take a full breath in through your nose. Fill the belly, the rib cage, the chest. And then exhale all the air out. Push every last bit of stale air out of your lungs. Let's do that one more time. Full expansive breath in. Exhale it all out. Come back to normal breathing, gentle breathing through your nostrils. And start to invite some movement into the body as we come back into the physical, wiggling the fingers, the toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. Take the arms up past your head, big good morning stretch. Hug your knees in on the exhale, create a little ball with your body. Roll over onto your side. If you made it this far with me, great job. It was a tough one today as we moved through a lot of core work and a lot of inversions, which of course take a lot of core work as well. So thank you again for joining the practice with me today. Thank you for letting me guide you through it. Namaste.